Despite being the go-to pickup truck for many Americans, the F-150 lacks any real refinement, making it mediocre as a daily driver. And that's exactly where the Toyota Tundra hops in. With a considerably nicer ride quality, a much more modern interior, nicer looking exterior, and more versatility overall, the Tundra offers probably the best experience for those who need a do-it-all vehicle, and Toyota just made it better for 2025, fixing some of the most glaring issues and making it even better than before. So let's not waste any time and take a closer look at how this 2025 Toyota Tundra proves that you don't have to get an F-150 to get a badass truck. Reliability issues have been sorted out. One of the biggest reasons why buyers kept away from the Toyota Tundra was its very uncharacteristic reliability issues. Simply put, the Tundra left a lot to be desired when it came down to its 3.4-liter twin-turbo V6 engine, which has been known for constant little gremlins and, more recently, catastrophic engine failure. This resulted in recalls of over 100,000 vehicles with a 3.4-liter, and it was concluded that manufacturing malpractice led to the engine grenading itself because debris wasn't removed after inspection. The 3.4-liter twin-turbo has otherwise been regarded as a pretty reliable engine, beating out both the 3.5 and 2.7 EcoBoost as well as the Hemi and Pentastar V6 in the Ram 1500. It was quite sad to see the engine being reduced to an unreliable lump by the public because of this issue. Thankfully, Toyota has come to its senses and has removed the cause of this issue entirely, allowing the Tundra to once again spring to the top of the group when it comes down to sheer reliability. In fact, now that Ram has abandoned the V8, the Tundra's V6 can run literal circles over the newly introduced Hurricane 6, which is already proving to be more than iffy in terms of reliability. Overall, if you're looking for a long-term vehicle, this or the F-150 with a Coyote V8 is probably the best bet. However, where the V8 fails are the MPG figures, another sphere where the Tundra absolutely dominates its competition. Hybrid powertrain available. Before we start, we have to emphasize that even the non-hybrid Tundra beats out not just its competition, but even most midsize pickup trucks with 23 mpg highway and 18 mpg city when equipped with rear-wheel drive and only 1 mpg less with all-wheel drive. However, the hybrid is even better in this regard as it increases the city MPG from 18 to 20, which might not sound like a lot. However, it makes a world of difference when you realize that with it, the Tundra produces nearly 440 horsepower and comes with four-wheel drive as standard. Additionally, open road MPG rises to 24, which is incredible for a vehicle of this power and size. Now, it needs to be said that neither the hybrid nor the regular version is the best in this segment, as the Ram 1500, when equipped with a V6 Pentastar, offers 2 mpg on average more compared to the non-hybrid and 1 mpg more than the hybrid. However, you'll have to take into consideration that this engine is 140 horsepower weaker than the hybrid and almost 90 horsepower weaker than the standard Tundra. Plus, the Tundra still runs circles around the 3.5 EcoBoost and 5-liter Coyote in the F-150, both of which are comparable to the Tundra's twin-turbo. But that isn't the only thing that allows the Tundra to set itself apart from the rest of the pack. A more sophisticated suspension setup. As previously mentioned, the Toyota Tundra comes with coil springs as standard, and this isn't the case for the crew cab exclusively, as even the double cab offers them. This is extremely beneficial for a lot of reasons, the first of which is the fact that the suspension will iron out bumps with much more ease than before. You won't have such a bumpy ride like you do with the F-150 courtesy of its leaf springs, which tend to absorb bumps properly only when the bed is loaded with all kinds of stuff. Additionally, the Tundra's more sophisticated suspension will allow it to be more structurally rigid on the road without compromising comfort, and you could expect less body roll than its blue oval counterpart. That said, there is a trade-off, which is towing and payload capacity. The Tundra will be able to tow up to 12,000 pounds, which isn't terrible, but is almost 2,000 pounds less than the F-150, and is also less than the Ram 1500 and the Silverado. Payload capacity did take a more drastic hit though, and the Tundra has a max payload capacity of only 1,940 pounds, which is almost half the F-150's max payload capacity, which is 3,250 pounds. Still, this is after all designed to be an all-rounder and not a towing and carrying mule, and we'd much rather sacrifice a bit of utility for an almost class-leading ride quality. And while the Ram 1500 does one-up the Tundra by offering air suspension, you have to remember that this is Stellantis we're talking about. you'll be getting a cat in the bag, and it's not just like the suspension hadn't failed in the past. It'll be covered by warranty, but still, we'd rather have a reliable vehicle from the get-go, and even though it is second to the Rolls-Royce of pickup trucks, it still beats out anything else in this segment. Pricing and trim levels. The Toyota Tundra starts from $40,090, and for that kind of money, you'll be getting the SR. While underwhelming at first sight, the SR is probably the best option compared to its rivals when it comes down to a workhorse truck. It's well equipped, and it has the most powerful base engine that pushes out near as makes no difference 350 horsepower. It looks pretty nice, and most importantly, it comes with a double cab as standard. This is pretty big news compared to the double cab Ram 1500 Tradesman and F-150 XL, both of which are considerably less equipped and more expensive. And for just $2,000 more, you can opt for the crew cab. Next up is the SR5, and for $45,960, you'll get a nicer interior, better exterior kit, and most importantly, the 396 horsepower V6 engine, albeit you're still stuck with a double cab. But even as such, it probably represents the best value for money in the segment out of all the pickup trucks, as it has sufficient towing capacity, an okay interior, good ride quality, and is generally pretty nice. The limited trim starts from $54,305, and you do get a better infotainment screen, a pretty luxurious interior and exterior, and a generally high-quality vehicle, albeit you're stuck with rear-wheel drive, as all-wheel drive is an optional extra. That said, you do get a Laramie and Lariat competitor for $6,000 and $10,000 less respectively, which should give you an insight on how good of a deal this is. That said, the hybrid, which starts from $58,005, isn't. It's basically the same as the Limited, except it does 2 mpg more in the city. And while additional power is helpful, you really won't need it, and the fuel economy will hardly pay off in the long run. In fact, the same can be said for all the hybrids. They simply aren't worth it. That said, neither is the Tundra Platinum non-hybrid, as even though it's pretty luxurious, it costs $63,675, which is entering both Ram and Ford's territory of dominance, as both manufacturers offer far more focus and far more on-point vehicles than the Tundra at this point. Both are more capable off-road, while the Ford F-150 provides drastically better towing capacity, whereas the Ram 1500, albeit also better in this regard, starts offering a considerably better ride quality too. The 1794 edition, starting from $64,360, is the range-topping version for the non-hybrid Tundra, and it offers a leather-wrapped dash and a premium interior, rivaling the more expensive F-150 King Ranch and Ram 1500 Limited. However, once again, you'll be getting what you pay for. We might recommend the 1794 over the King Ranch, however, just get the 1500 Limited if you're thinking about it. The TRD Pro starts from $72,510, and it is best avoided at all costs. Although a hybrid, it can only do 18 to 20 mpg, and both the more expensive F-150 Raptor and the cheaper RHO better offer performance and off-road capability and will be more desirable once you decide to get rid of them. The range-topping capstone is definitely the most ridiculous of the bunch, with weird low-profile tires and narrow wheels, a posh white interior, and a generally upmarket feel. It'll be right up your alley if you used to be a pimp in the mid-2000s and those ugly pimped-out Escalades. Otherwise, just skip this. All in all, the Tundra is best at its lower price point, and out of all the trims, we'd recommend to go just for the Limited. It's a good value proposition, it looks nice, and will probably retain its value the best. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.